Hello students, I am Dr. Shelda Sharma, Assistant Professor from Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, your instructor for this module. Welcome back to the course on Destination Management. We bring this course to you as a part of ePathshala initiative of the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India to make postgraduate education accessible to all. Tourism has been the order of life, claiming to be the world's largest industry. Evidently, the international overnight visitors worldwide exceeded the 1 million mark for the first ever time in the year 2012, warranting a brighter and bigger than ever prospects for the travel and tourism related activities. The destinations have become ever more competitive since then. Many new destinations have emerged to meet the demand of the increased visitations. The existing destinations have been taxed with the increased footfalls. This has made the destinations to get into focused research as to what attracts more tourists and alongside working towards minimizing the harm of the increased pressure on the environment. The world is realizing the paramount importance of sustainable growth and development as it is the only way to secure and manage the existing destinations. The policy makers and the destination managers are cautioned by the rise in the number of informed and responsible travelers to provide a destination which is competitive enough, equipped with best practices and importantly sustainable. There are quite a number of ways to be competitive for a destination and benchmarking is one of the significant ways. COSAC opines that the concept of benchmarking and competitiveness are strongly rated and the success in the former brings success in the latter. Quality being the most sought in the destination management process, benchmarking serves as a significant tool for total quality improvement for the tourism industry. After completing this module, you will be able to understand the meaning and concept of benchmarking, types of benchmarking, its importance and its applicability at tourism destinations, the elements of destination benchmarking, and the limitations. Let us revisit the concept of a tourism destination. A destination in its simple sense would mean the place to which someone is going or something is being sent. The source is the place where you start the journey and the destination is ideally where you wish to visit. Technically, the UNWTO defines a tourism destination as a physical space with or without administrative and or analytical boundaries in which a visitor can spend an overnight. It is a cluster co-location of products and services and of activities and experiences along the tourism value chain and a basic unit of analysis of tourism. A destination incorporates various stakeholders and can network to form larger destinations. It is also intangible with its image and identity which may influence its market competitiveness. The above definition attempts to inform that destination is not just a mere place having a physical and administrative boundary defining its management. It comprises a cluster of other nearby locations of visit, products on offer, services which can be used, activities and experiences which form a value chain, and also the basic unit of analysis such as individuals, social artifacts, and so on. A destination also incorporates various stakeholders which include the service providers along with the host community who may license to form larger destination. Most importantly, the destination is intangible in its image and identity which defines its market competitiveness. Due to the increased demand, number of destinations has come up. However, small or big, they can never get away with the heat of competition and survival. A guide to destination management states that to compete effectively, destinations have to deliver wonderful experiences and excellent value to visitors. The business of tourism is complex and fragmented, and from the time that visitors arrive in the destination until they leave, the quality of their experience is affected by many services and experiences including a range of public and private services, community interactions, environment and hospitality. Delivering excellent value will depend on many organizations working together in unity. When the destination comprises of all these complex entities, is there a way to quantify and qualify the services and label them to be good enough to matter how many times you test them? Certainly, just like you look for an ISO mark to trust a brand or a product, so can that happen with the destinations too? The benchmarking system thus comes into the rescue. Concept of benchmarking. Benchmarking is defined as a standard of excellence, achievement, etc., against which similar things can be measured or judged according to the Collins English Dictionary. Oxford Advanced Learner's Dictionary states that benchmarking is a point of reference against which things may be compared or assessed. It signifies the level of quality that it is to be achieved. The prior studies have identified that the very idea of benchmarking is to recognize the best practices of any industry and there may be implementing the same for the betterment of the existing process or to adopt the same. Xerox and Robert Camp in the year 1989 defined benchmarking as the continuous process of measuring a products, services and practices against the toughest competitors or those companies recognized as industry leaders. Enabling improvement in the performance by seeking the best practices and ergo continuous improvement has been the common goal of benchmarking. As said by Vaziri 1992, Evans and Lindsay in the year 1993 have stated that benchmarking is to identify the best practices of the best performing businesses in the industry and improve one's own performance by adopting good practices used by others or guidelines established by professional, national or international organizations. Maintaining quality, customer satisfaction and continuous improvement. Watson in the year 1993, he has been the epitome of benchmarking process. The literature also cautions that mere comparison studies cannot be claimed as a benchmarking study and does not go beyond it, where it carefully looks at the assessment of operating and management skills which assist in the product and service production. Most importantly, the benchmarking is concerned with seeking the best practices where it can be applicable regardless of the geographical location, as said by Wallach and others in 1991. Benchmarking techniques have long been in place in the manufacturing industries. The studies were pioneered by the Japanese in the 1950s, which was spurred by the Americans and gradually adopted in the UK in the 1980s. The concept of benchmarking systems in tourism is relatively new. Benchmarking has emerged to be a significant tool in achieving the total quality improvement. Many have been in the hospitality industry where the benchmarking has been possible both in terms of the process benchmarking, wherein the investigation rests in knowing the drivers of achieving organizational aims, elements of quality, customer satisfaction, etc., and the performance benchmarking, where the comparison happens between organizations in regard with their performance ranking, that is the process, operating system, etc. A significant development is witnessed when it comes to benchmarking the individual organizations who promote tourism. Though it has been embraced largely by the practitioners and the academicians, the research in relation with benchmarking systems for the destination as a whole is minimal, as also said by Kozak in the year 2004. Introduction to destination benchmarking. As you are familiar with what destination comprises of and what the benchmarking system is all about, it is now imperative to understand the application of benchmarking system to the destination as a whole. While in the earlier sections you understood that the benchmarking for organizations would evaluate the performance of that particular organization along with its departments, the destination benchmarking would deal with all the elements of a destination, such as attractions, all means of transport services, the entire range of accommodation available at the destination, the leisure and the recreation facilities, public services, other support services, travel services, the hospitality, cleanliness and much more in totality. It does not only assess the process but also most importantly the performance of the destination. The peculiar characteristics of tourism industry make the destination benchmarking the must. There are so many destinations with almost similar offerings and competitive pricing which are well established by the global competitiveness reports. It makes the tourist choice difficult and the destination survival too. The role of media, the increased number of well-informed tourists, the urge to experience the niche and ease of booking offered by the destinations make a huge impact on the visitor choice. Upon all this, the customer satisfaction is of paramount importance as that what decides whether the visitor will come back or recommend or forget the destination forever. This propels the competition. As Porter in the year 1985 opines that competition will help in raising the standard of the service availability, it is imperative for the destinations to be in race. Thus, tourist-centric destinations have an edge and are expected to have more possible to get rewarded, as also said by Kotler in the year 1994. The destination benchmarking basically helps the destination managers to understand the methodology involved in assessing and measuring the destination's performance and to find out the gaps when compared with the competitors. A destination comprises of a variety of natural, social and cultural resources and services. other economic activities, a host community, a local council, and an active private or public sector, as said by Davidson and Maitland in the year 1997. Hence, the applicability is not confined to one of the methods, rather it is compilation of internet, external and the generic benchmarking systems. The model designed by Kozak in the year 2004 takes into consideration that the destination is assessed as a standalone without any comparisons, that is internal benchmarking, and the destination is also assessed against comparing it to that of its competitors, that is external benchmarking. Thus, the destination benchmarking can be understood as the continuous measurement of the performance of tourist destinations, that is the strengths and weaknesses not only against itself or other destinations in the same or in a different country, but also against national, international quality grading systems by assessing both primary and secondary data for the purpose of establishing priorities, setting targets and gaining improvements in order to gain competitive advantage. Need and importance of destination benchmarking. Lately, the need and the importance of destination benchmarking is being endorsed by the international organizations representing sustainable tourism such as UNWTO, WTTC, TIES and the likes. The benchmarking helps gain more insights into how the destination is performing and what ideal practices could be further introduced to improve the performance. Benchmarking certainly helps in boosting the competitiveness of the destination. Though tourists tend to use different services on a tour, all of them are integral part of a destination. The experiences they gain is delivered at a destination. Most of the times in this way, the destination is assessed by the tourist and thus it needs to be evaluated wholly. Ashworth and Wood in the year 1994, Goodall in the year 1990 and Behoend and Prentice in the year 1997 have all backed the importance of destination benchmarking, as they rightly state that the destinations are the focus of attention as they motivate and stimulate the visits, and this is where the majority of the tourist products are produced and served simultaneously. While benchmarking could be deemed as input with the quality services and facilities, so can be the output in terms of competitive destination, eventually resulting in the increased customer satisfaction, assuring more revenues and most importantly helping in customer retention. Look at the figure on your screen. Kozak in the year 2004 suggests the interrelationship between benchmarking, performance improvement and competitiveness. The figure illustrates that A is that competitive destination whose performance needs to be improved with the help of benchmarking. B is supposed to be the first stage where to gain the competitive advantage the performance has to be improved. The point C is that stage where the enhanced performance of the destination will bring in the competitive advantage to it, and the advanced benchmarking study will make way for the further strategic partnerships. Thus, these three are inseparable and have a great influence with varied measures. In a nutshell, destination benchmarking helps in enhancing the quality of the destination, bestows a competitive edge to the destination, increasing its competitiveness index, monitoring the destination's performance and its progress time to time, helps to know the strengths, weaknesses and possible opportunities for a destination to develop and sustain increased customers' expectations, put the destinations at a direct comparisons, and benchmarking will help the destinations to know where they stand against the competitors. It assesses whether the funds and resources utilized in reaping the expected outcome. As tourism is mostly seasonal, it helps the destinations to understand the other possible prospects to deal with the seasonality. Formalizing the further plan of action is made easier by knowing the status and the outreach of the existing strategies. Indeed, a destination is made up of the individual components which tourists utilize and experience. The performance of these individual entities would bear a direct influence on the destination's performance. If any one component renders a negative experience to a tourist, the overall image of the destination is compromised with. This makes it more complex to manage and sustain the overall quality of the tourist experience. If this is not taken care of, then the results are quite grey, as it results in low visitors. This not only affects the tourism business but also local communities. The lowered incomes would make the suppliers to turn their backs. The entire process initiates because of the tourist arrival, and if that is curtailed, then the whole process will come to a halt. This signifies the very need of benchmarking for a destination that would keep a track on the destination development, creating and stimulating demand for the destination, and to sustain a positive vision in the mind of the visitors and stakeholders, as also said by Kozak in the year 2004. The benchmarking studies assess taking into consideration the varied dimensions of customer satisfaction, internal business, innovation and learning, and the financial perspective. Methodologies in benchmarking. The types of destination benchmarking differ depending on the context and the purpose. The most relevant to the field of tourism have been first, internal benchmarking, second, external benchmarking, competitive and functional benchmarking, and generic benchmarking. Internal benchmarking. Internal benchmarking is aimed at improving tourism organizations or the destination's internal performance by identifying and evaluating their own strengths through communication exchange, or by identifying their strengths and weaknesses through quantitative and qualitative measures in the form of feedback from visitors or local residents. The assessment is made on one's own performance based on several criteria such as objectives or improvements compared with past years. McNair and Libfred in the year 1992 and Cross and Leonard in the 1994. They have also mentioned the same thing. The external benchmarking, on the other hand, is a management technique where the investigation is made initially to identify the gap in the existing system of production or consumption and then look at how one destination may perform better than the other. The main objective is to seek answers to such questions as to what we and others are doing, how and why the gap between internal and external practices is placed, where to change, and if there is any need to change. Kozak in the year 2004 has also spoken about this, that the overall performance of tourist destinations or the specific areas could be benchmarked against others in the same or in a different country. Example, trends in tourism, capital investment, employment, customer perceptions of satisfaction or image, or structure of tourism demand, which in turn is conducive to compare the performance of two destinations at a stated attribute. The generic benchmarking. It deals with the quality grading systems and the eco-label systems such as Green Globe, Blue Flag, ISO series and the like that acts as an external enabler to improve the performance of the holiday destination, as there has been ever increasing demand for the quality service and the quality improvement at the destinations. The objective of the grading system and the benchmarking systems have been the same, that is to provide guidelines on how to improve performance, seeking best practices and requiring a continuous process to ensure continuous improvement and a better image. Elements of benchmarking. The continued research in the field of destination benchmarking over a period of time by Camp in the 1999, McNair and Libfred in 1992, Kotler and others 1993, and Laws in 1995 has given a deep understanding of the concept of destination benchmarking. Every study has broadened the understanding of the process. One of the foremost studies was presented by Cook in the year 1995. The study demarks 8 principal steps for the successful benchmarking system. Number 1 is linking benchmarking to the destination's mission statement, that is to the positioning strategy. Number 2 is settling measurable goals and objectives. Number 3 is gaining public and private sector commitment. Number 4, creating a powerful team. Number 5, choosing the right time to benchmark. Number 6, focusing on the right issues. Number 7, focusing on the right partners. Number 8, willingness to change. These principles clearly states that every study must begin with a clear vision and commitment in terms of having a dedicated mission statement. The statement shall further get specific by having measurable and achievable objectives, taking into confidence the players of the tourism sector as a team. It's very important to begin the process at the right time, identifying the right issues, collaborating with the like-minded partners. Above all, when the need is to change, one has to be readily adaptable. Furthering the studies, one of the practically applicable models was later developed in 2004 by Kozak. The model clearly stages the destination benchmark. It all starts with the performance measurement, followed by the data collection, analysis of the data collected, and then finally the action to be taken depending on the need. The figure on your screen illustrates the elements of destination benchmarking. The illustration guides the flow of the destination benchmarking process. The first step is to assess the destination performance, and then itself it is the very idea of the benchmarking. The performance can be measured by identifying the gap between one's performance against others. It is important to note that the performance has to be measured using both quantitative measures, table 1, and the qualitative measures, table 2. The result obtained can be further used to carry out particular type of benchmarking. Ideally, the benchmarking starts with internal benchmarking, where the self-assessment of the destination happens, which is further to external benchmarking, where the destination's performance is assessed in comparison of the other destinations. Later, it is also important to search for the best practices and processes around the globe, which should be very objective of generic benchmarking. Further, once the benchmarking method is selected, the data collected is further processed to get the findings. Later, the destination managers use available information to make the ideal management strategy and prepare an action plan to follow, backed by appropriate marketing strategies. Though destination benchmarking is vital, COSAC in the year 2004 explains certain limitations to be addressed which significantly influence the success of destination benchmarking. Industry-specific features. It appears to be more difficult to benchmark service features or operational than to benchmark products. This is due to the difficulty of quantifying qualitative measures and the lack of fully acceptable industry-wide standards and criteria on which to evaluate the effective performance. Comparison research. The same set of questions may not provide the answers when comparing the attitude scales of measuring these is very difficult and may vary from one destination to other. Destination based features. These appear to be the problem in collecting the right features kind of information about which destinations are to be compared because of the cultural, legislative and geographical differences and of undertaking continuous measurement. Demand based features. The different holiday taking behavior of two nationalities could influence the findings of comparative surveys. One group stays in a hotel with full board, whereas another stays in the self-catering apartment. This point therefore needs a considerable amount of attention when carrying out benchmarking studies. Process benchmarking. The general proposition is that it is much easier to benchmark a process than to benchmark an output, that it is recommended to focus further of applying solely process benchmarking, which aims to investigate operating system, example, length of time to serve waiting customers, methods to keep beaches, seas and footpaths clean, or reasons for high or low prices. Tour operators. Within the context of mass tourism, tour operators are the only group able to reduce or increase the volume of tourism demand, not the destinations themselves. The negative experiences faced by the tourists due to bad and unprofessional services of these tour operators may impact the satisfaction level. This provides further insight into the involvement of tour operators in benchmarking mass tourist destinations. Determinants of consumer behavior. It's necessary to accept and understand that the external factors such as economic, political or temporal features appearing in tourist generating countries and tourist destinations are not controllable. The existence of alternative destinations also impacts the consumer behavior. Tourist expenses. There are issues in calculating the amount spent by the tourists of different category between the sample destinations, as it relies mostly on other factors such as types of holiday and the number in the party. When it is prepaid by the tourist, it increases the complexity in measuring an accurate level of tourist expenditure at the destination. Physical and cultural distance. The analysis of the demand-based structure indicates differences between tourist-generating countries and tourist destinations. Factors such as accessibility, physical and cultural distance, and the level of similarities and differences in cultural and economic structure between supply and demand may become a significant issue in designing an effective and efficient methodology of destination benchmarking, including taking action. To wind up this module summary, we need to understand that tourism has been therefore the fourth player in the service industry. With its increased economic contributions, comes the need to be highly competitive for the destinations world around, alongside being environmentally sustainable and sensible. A well-designed benchmarking system assists the destination achieving the competitive edge by increasing their performance. It helps in achieving the quality at the destinations. The benchmarking studies are believed to foster the overall performance of destinations by identifying their own performance gaps with others and competitive positions. The study helps to understand the present and to foresee the future of a destination. The data collected through the process facilitates to understand the strength and the weakness of the destination, thereby opening up possible opportunities for improvement and to mitigate the threats. Benchmarking process doesn't necessarily mean that the entire system of the working should be changed or the whole range of products offered should be modified. Rather, it helps to better the products and the process in a destination friendly way. Benchmarking aims for a continued improvement of the services, products and the process. Every destination is unique, thus destination specific studies are always encouraged to have better results. Using the destination's benchmarking studies, the destination competitiveness could be clearly identified. The internal and external benchmarking studies would help in destination positioning. The generic benchmarking system would ideally certify the quality of the destination, which is quite tangible, which makes it clear to the consumers that what to expect and how much to expect. It also assists to devise appropriate marketing strategy. As COSAC implies, a sound study would certainly help the destination managers to know the destination's performance by comparing itself either with its earlier performance levels or with other destinations so as to learn from their past or current practices. Thank you.